What's up, gamers? Cheetah here, bringing you an achievement walkthrough for Heavy Burden. This game is published and developed by Whale Rock Games. You can pick it up now for a price of $4.99. At the time of recording this video, it's currently on sale for only $3.99. This is a relaxing walking simulator mixed with platforming, where our objective is to carry a stone throughout the levels. To get the full completion, it'll take you a little over an hour. The game requires 2 playthroughs to get each of the different endings, and we also have to collect a couple notes. But overall, the game is very easy, so you shouldn't have any issues with it. One thing I will mention is before you start the game, make sure you change your difficulty to only the story, and then select save to apply the change. If you're playing on the classic difficulty and you accidentally fall off the level, you'll have to restart from the very beginning, so it's best to play on the only the story difficulty. So for our first playthrough here, we're going to focus on getting the philosophical ending and collecting all of the notes, and then for our second playthrough, we'll do the religious ending. I'll have timestamps to everything if you want to fast forward around the video. So starting off, you can walk around with the left stick, look around with the right stick, jump with A, sprint with the left trigger, and you can interact with items with the right trigger. You can also adjust your sensitivity in the settings if it's too slow for you. But starting off here, we're going to head straight and then interact with this big rock here in front of us using the right trigger, and that'll unlock our first achievement called Move Over. And then from there, you can wait for the pillars to rise if you want, or if you're impatient, you can just drop down like I do here, and we can make our way across to the other side. And then once we get over here, we're just going to make our way all the way up that staircase there, and then at the end, we're going to jump off, and that'll end the first chapter. Activate the block and ride it to the other side. Again, just make your way all the way up the staircase and then jump off at the end, and that'll end the chapter and unlock the Leap of Faith achievement. Alright, so at the start of scene 2 here, we can turn to the right and head over here to find the first note behind the rocks. After you interact with the note here on the ground, we can turn to the right, and you can follow the path that I do to the end of the level. You can interact with these lifts here and ride them up top. Drop down just over here and ride the next lift up. You can jump over the ledge here and then turn to the left and make your way inside of this hallway here. And then from there you can pick up the stone at the end, and that'll unlock the Fall of Sin achievement, and that'll be the end of scene 2. Alright, so for the start of scene 3 here, we're going to take the path over on the right side and follow it up to the top. Again, use the lifts here and make your way up to the top. Alright, so once you get to the top here, you can pick up the stone, and that'll unlock the Path of Redemption achievement, and the bridge will lower in front of you here. Apologies for the edit, but from now on going forward, you'll have to bring the stone with you wherever you go, so make sure you pick it up and bring it with you. If you drop the stone off of the level on accident, it'll restart you at the beginning of the current level, so just be careful and try not to drop it. You also have to stop and take breaks sometimes, or else your character will run out of stamina, and that'll cause you to drop the stone. But for now, just pick up the stone and bring it with you all the way to the top of this hill here. Once you get to the top here, you can place the stone on top of the altar there, and then interact with it twice to light it, and that'll finish this scene. Once the level starts here, make sure you pick up the stone and bring it with you. And as for these pillars here blocking your path, you can just drop the stone and interact with them to move them out of your way, and continue following the path here. Jump across the gaps here, and once you get to the end, you can place the stone on the cube and interact with the cube to make your way across. Once we get to this section here, we need to go find the collectible note over on the left side. So bring the stone with you and jump across the gaps over here. And once you get to the other side, we can find the cave with a note inside. Once you get over to the cave here, you can use the stone to break the wall and head inside and read the note, and that should unlock the fundamental question achievement once you leave. And then from there, we're going to jump back across all of the platforms and make our way to the altar. And again, just like we did before, we're going to place the stone inside of the altar and then interact with it twice, and that's going to end scene 4 here. Alright, so once you start scene 5 here, again, make sure you pick up the stone and bring it with you up the hill. Once you get up top here, jump across all of the pillars and make your way across to the other side, and eventually we're going to find a cave and collect 3 more notes. Once you get over here, use the stone to break the wall, and then use the lift and make your way across.
Move. Move.
Once you get over here, make your way to the cave entrance, and again, use the stone to break the wall, and then head inside. Once inside the cave, turn to the right just over here, and you can interact with the gravestone to find the next note. And then from there again, pick up the stone and use that to break the wall and head into the next room just over here. And then directly in front of us on the little desk, we can interact with the books and find the next note. And then from there, we're going to pick up the stone and bring that up the staircase just beside us here. And again, use the stone to break the wall. And we can head inside here. And then in the back right corner, we can interact with the bottom of the window. And that's going to be our next note. And that should also unlock the Feeling Absurd achievement. And then once we have that, we're going to exit the cave. So continue heading through the cave here. And then once we get to the other side, we can ride the lift to the next area. Once you get to the other side here again, place the stone in the altar and light it, and that'll be the end of scene 5. So again, at the start of scene 6 here, pick up the stone and bring it with you up the hill. Once you get to the top, make sure you take the path on the left side and head inside of the cave here. And inside we can find another note just on the left side here. Make sure you get that. And then again from there, just keep heading through the cave and make your way further up. Once you get even further up here again, you will find another cave, and you can head inside, and inside here we can find another note, so make sure you pick this one up as well. And then from there we can continue heading up even further. Head inside the cave, and then again you can interact with the fireplace and find another note. And now that we have all of the notes on this scene here, we can pick up the stone and we're going to make our way back down to the altar and finish the scene. The altar is just down here on the bottom left, so drop down and use the pillars to make your way to it. Place the stone in the altar and light it as usual. Pick up the stone and follow the path in front of us as usual. Head inside here, and before you finish the level, we can actually find some secret collectibles. Use the stone to break the back wall just over here. And then from there we can follow this path, and on the other side we're going to ride the lift. We're going to take the other lift on the right side here, and as you go across, make sure that you hold the stone up in front of you to break this pillar in the air here, or else you'll get knocked off and fall down. And then once you make your way over to the cave here, you can head inside, and we can find the next note, which is going to be the rock in the back there. And then once we have that, we can ride the lift back and we can make our way to the next cave. And now we're going to ride the lift on the right side here. Then take the lift on the left side here, and again hold the stone out in front of you to break the pillar there, and then head inside of the cave and pick up the next note. Interact with the lower right side bookshelf to find the next note, and then again once we have that, we're going to exit the cave and ride the lift back across to the next lift. Now we're going to take the lift on the left side, and again hold the stone out in front of you to break that pillar there, and make your way inside of the cave. Pick up the note on the floor, and then from there that's going to be all of the notes in this level here, and we can head back to the altar and light it to finish the scene. At the beginning of scene 8, pick up the stone and follow the safer path in front of us here. Once we get to this area here, instead of taking the direct path to the altar, we have to take the dangerous path here to collect the notes. So take this path here and try not to get crushed. Once inside the cave, pick up the note on the bed just over here, and then again keep following the path. Head inside the cave here, and we can interact with the small chest on the ground to find the next note, and then again, continue heading forward. Head inside the next cave here and interact with the pillar to find the next note, and then again, continue following the path. And just outside here, we can drop down, place the stone in the altar, and light it to finish the scene. So at the start of scene 9, as usual, pick up the stone and make your way up top. You want to be careful, make sure that the stone doesn't touch the kind of pillars that you walk on here, or else the stone will break it and you'll fall down and have to restart. And as you ride this lift up here, again, make sure you hold the stone out in front of you to break the pillar there. As you ride this lift up top here, be careful not to break the bridge behind us. If you touch the stone to the bridge there, it'll break, so be careful. Use the lift and make your way up to the cave. Once you get up top here, head inside the cave and collect the next note. Then we can ride the next lift up. Once you get up top here, head inside the cave. And inside we can find the next note by interacting with the chest. Then from there, continue heading up top. And once you get up top here again, head inside of the cave, and on the ground we can interact with the chest to find the next note, and then continue heading up top. As you head up the ramp here, you want to reach the stone out in front of you to break the glass, and that'll unlock the Breaking the Illusion achievement, and that'll be the end of this scene. At the start of scene 10 here again, just carry the stone and follow the path in front of us. On the floor here, we can interact with the chest to find the next note, and then from there, carry on heading forward. Once you get outside here, make your way up the hill, and at the top we can find the final collectible note on the ground. Read that, and that should unlock the Notes in the Caves achievement. If that doesn't pop right away for you, just keep reading it, and it should unlock. And once you have that achievement there, we can now get the philosophical ending, and to do that we need to pick up the stone and jump off the cliff here, and that's going to be the end of this playthrough. And next up we're going to do the religious ending, which should be pretty quick compared to this one here. We're basically just going to run to the end of each level and activate the altars. So again, go ahead and start up a new game, and we're going to do one more quick playthrough and get the religious ending. So this playthrough here is going to be very straightforward. We're going to ignore all of the caves and the notes, and we're just going to make our way directly to the altars right away and finish each level as quickly as possible. This time for scene 2, we're going to ignore the note and head directly to the end of the level. Alright, so for scene 3 here again, we're just going to play through the level regularly and carry the stone all the way up to the top to the altar, light it, and finish the scene. Alright, so for scene 4 here, we're going to ignore the note and immediately take the stone to the altar and finish the level right away. Alright, so for scene 5, we're going to ignore all of the caves. Starting off, you want to make your way up the hill here, and then once we get up top, we're going to take a little shortcut and drop down towards the altar. Once you get up top here and you make your way on top of the pillars, we can actually drop down just over here, and this is sort of a shortcut to the altar, and we can save time rather than going through the caves and riding all of the lifts. You can just drop down here and follow the path to the altar and finish the scene right away. All right, for scene 6 here, once we get up top, we're going to take the path to the right directly to the altar rather than going through the caves. So again, once you get up top here, take the bridge path on the right side here and make your way to the altar and finish the scene. All right, so for scene 7, again, just follow the path like usual and make your way to the altar and end the scene. Alright, and for scene 8 here, we're going to ignore the caves and take the path on the left side, just over here, directly to the altar, and end the scene. Alright, and right here we unlocked the Prayers at the Altar achievement, which means we're on track to get the religious ending. Alright, and for scene 9 here, just make your way up top and head directly to the altar. Alright, so for scene 10 here, we're going to play through the level, and then at the end, we're going to make our way to the altar. Once you get to the top here, just continue following the path all the way at the end there, and then eventually that'll be the end of this scene. Alright, and just like that, that is the religious ending, and that'll unlock your final achievement. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video if the guide was helpful. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.